Welcome. My name is Albert. Thank you for joining me today. And today I'm going to be talking to you guys about single versus relationship life. On both cases, I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of being single. I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of being in a relationship. Okay. So if you have not already, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you don't miss any of my future videos. Because on this channel, I teach you guys how to become better men and how to improve your interactions with women. Okay, so at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you guys the lifestyle that I have chosen for myself at this point in time in my life. Okay, so if you want to hear that, stay tuned to the end of the video. And remember, guys, all these things I'm telling you, it's from my personal experience, okay, and things that I have learned over my life. Okay, so let's jump right into it. So before we actually get into the pros and cons, I gotta tell you guys, remember, we have been programmed to think a certain way, whether you have been red pilled or whether you are, still, blue pill and you're just, you believe in, if you're blue pill and you believe in relationships, or if you're watching this and you're red pill and you believe in the single life and staying single and you know female nature and you believe in staying single, right? But something that I will have you guys, when you guys are watching this video, keep an open mind, okay? Just hear me out and just and make a decision for yourself. Because remember, guys, whatever choices you make, you have to live with the consequences of those choices. And that is what I will tell you in this video. Because whatever choice you make, you have to live with the consequences of the choices that you make, right? Not me, not anybody else giving you that advice, right? This goes for anything that you do in your life. If anybody's giving you advice, yes, take that advice, take it into consideration. But when you make that final decision, make sure it's your decision. Because at the end of the day, the person giving you the advice doesn't have to deal with the consequences of or the fallout of the decisions that you make or the choice that you have chosen. Okay, so with that, let's jump right into it. Firstly, I'm going to talk about relationships, right? What are the pros of being in a relationship? And then afterwards, I'm going to tell you guys what are the cons of being in a relationship. And when I'm talking about relationships, I'm talking about relationships here in the United States where I am currently. Okay, so what are the pros of being in a relationship, right? So the obvious one, constant sex, right? You're gonna have constant sex. If it's a good relationship, you're gonna have sex constantly, right? So that is one. The other thing is that you don't have to deal with the headaches of, online dating or dating in person or meeting different women and just having to navigate through different situations, having to deal with different women and trying to get used to different personalities at different times, right? When you're in a relationship, you just have one woman and you guys kind of build a life together. You know this person, they know you, you know what they like, they know what you like. You guys have a kind of like a rhythm. You guys enjoy each other's company and you know what you're getting, right? The other thing is that if this is a good relationship, the woman is going to be very supportive of you. She's going to be supportive of the things that you're trying to do with your life, So she's going to be very, very supportive in the things that you are doing with your life, right? Whether it's a business or whatever it is, right? Also, if it's a good relationship, and remember, guys, I keep prefacing it with good, if it's a good relationship, right? The woman that you are dating is going to be high quality and she's going to help you build a lot of things. You're going to learn a lot of things from this particular woman, right? You are going to learn a lot of things from her if this is a good relationship and this is a good woman that you are dealing with, okay? So, and you're going to be able to build with her if this is a good relationship, right? She's going to be submissive to you. She's going to do the things that you want her to do, okay? Now, what are the pros of being, what are the cons of being in a relationship? The cons of being in a relationship are you are going to have to compromise on everything that you do, okay? That is one thing. Now, you're going to have to compromise on everything that you do. The other thing is that you're going to always have to take permission to do things that you want to do, whether it's taking a job or going out on vacation. You're going to have to take permission from this other person. If it's your girlfriend Or maybe let's say it's your wife, right? You're going to have to take permission from somebody else to do what you want to do. As a grown man, you would need to take permission, right? The other thing is that with relationships, most relationships tend to end, abusively, Well, I shouldn't say most, but there's a good number of relationships that become very abusive, right? So this is the cons of being in a relationship, right? You could have an abusive relationship. I'm not saying that all relationships are abusive, but the con is that if you get into a relationship down the road, they might become abusive, right? Also, the other thing is that, let's say in a relationship, obviously the end goal is to get married, right? And one of the statistics that we know is that 50% of marriages end in divorce. And here in the United States, right, especially here in California, if you get into a relationship and you get married to this woman and she decides to get a divorce from you and you happen to be making more money than her, the state requires that you give half of what you make to her, right? And not only that, you have to pay, if you guys have young kids, you're gonna have to pay child support to this woman, and lifetime alimony, which is like you're paying your ex-wife for the rest of her life, right? Until she gets married, then alimony drops off. But if she never gets married, you have to pay somebody that you're not even having sex with for the rest of your life or the rest of her life, right? So I have given you the pros and cons of being in a relationship. Okay, now what are the pros? Now I'm going to go to the single life. What are the pros of being in of living a single lifestyle, right? The thing is, one of the pros of being single is that you have 100% of your time. 100% of your time is yours to do with whatever you want to do. Whether you want to start a business, whether you want to go to school, start a YouTube channel, whatever it is, you have 100% of your time to do with whatever you want. The other thing is, now you can date whoever you want to date, whatever girl. You can talk to whatever girl you see without any kind of guilt, right? You can go on multiple dates. You can see women from Monday to Friday if you have that kind of time, right? You can be having sex each night if you have that kind of game, right? That is the other good thing about being single. The other thing is that you get to make your own decisions, right? Without having somebody else, without anyone else input, right? So that is a really good thing about being single. Also, the other thing is that if you wanted to be a recluse, if you wanted time for yourself, you know what? Basically, I would say the pros of being single is freedom, right? You are master of your own destiny. You don't have to worry about anybody else but yourself, right? I mean, yeah, you can worry about your mom, your dad, your siblings, but for the most part, you just have yourself to worry about. You have the freedom to do whatever it is that you want. Date whoever it is that you want to do. You don't have somebody there constantly reminding you of your faults and flaws, right? You don't have someone there telling you what you can or cannot do, right? You don't have someone constantly nagging you, okay? Now, those are the pros of being single, right? Oh, and yeah, whatever money you make is yours. So you can make $1 million, it's your money, right? You can make even more money, right? So the cons of being single is this: you have to learn to live alone. You have to learn to be alone. You have to be comfortable with just being by yourself. You know what I'm saying? This is something that you have to get good at. It's not a bad thing, but it's something that you have to get good at, because most people get into a relationship, and this is the worst reason. They get into relationships because they are afraid of being alone. And this forces them to be in destructive and abusive relationships, in bad relationships, because they're like, I don't want to be alone, but I can't get any other thing. That's what they believe. So they stay with this person that is not good for them. Okay, so guys, that is the video. But I will say this: I did promise you I would tell you what lifestyle that I've picked. Honestly, I personally have picked at this point in my life to be single and just date multiple women, to have a rotation of women that I see each week. That is what I've chosen for my life at this point in time, right? Because that's what works best for me. That may change in the future, who knows? But I have not met someone right now that has met all the qualities that I I would want to be like, okay, this is the woman that I've chosen, and she meets all my requirements, and you know that that is all I want, right? So until I meet that, I'm gonna stay single. I'm gonna have my rotations, and that is what I've chosen for myself. You decide for you, okay? So that is the video. That's all I got to say today. If you have liked that video and if you saw value in that, share this video with a friend, and if you have not already, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you don't miss any of my future videos, okay? With that, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.